Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Listen up, Cleveland. Listen up, Cleveland.
Welcome to Listen Up Cleveland. In studio today, I have Mr. Dave Brooks. You'll recognize him as the lead singer of Cleveland's Breakfast Club, and you might know his voice as the opening theme music to my show. Oh, yeah. Welcome, Dave, to the show. Hi. Yeah, and thank you again for my music.
Oh, sure, you're very welcome.
So Breakfast Club has been around for almost 10 years now. That's how people know you.
Well, we've been together for, 10 years. The current lineup's a little different, but like we got Billy Morris and Tim Burris in the band, so that really well, I'm not gonna say it made things better, but it
put you guys to another level.
Yeah, definitely. Getting that good of talent, I guess.
Right. Well, before Breakfast Club, though, you got your start at, I think, the age of 14?
Well, I started playing down at the Cove in Geneva when I was like 14 years old. But that was a different time, though, But, yeah. So then, I ended up in Cleveland. I was like 16 when I moved here. So I was in Cleveland by 16 years old.
Just you and your guitar?
No, I didn't even know how to play guitar then.
So what brought you to Cleveland then?
I auditioned for this band that ended up becoming the first risque band. Like the Manganos were in it and some other people. And I was only like 16, 17 years old, and I was playing the clubs around here. Like, God, the Brass Rail and places like that is a long time ago.
So since you were a part of the music scene in Cleveland back then compared to now, what have you seen as the biggest changes in the music scene?
Well, I mean, a lot of the 80s, most of the 80s was pretty good for live music, especially in the early 80s because the drinking age was 18. So, all the bars were like packed to like the Akron Agora, you couldn't even walk in the place, and that was like so huge. And, and then the cover band thing started kind of dying out towards the end of the 80s. So I'm like, well, hey, maybe I could write some of my own songs. So I started, I played with a band around here doing originals, and then eventually moved to Los Angeles about '89 actually.
And that's when you started touring with bands like Warrant, wasn't it? Because Janie Lane's a dear friend of yours.
Well, yeah, Janie actually was opened up for us at certain points, like at the Akron Agora and Filthy McNasties and stuff in the early '80s, and then he moved to Florida and then Los Angeles, which and then eventually Warrant was, and after he got back from the first tour, I was out there, and we started hanging out again, and next thing I know, he's producing our record for Priority.
Okay, well, now after experiencing the LA music scene, especially in the late 80s, early 90s, which that was the place to really be at that time, how did it feel to come back to Cleveland and see how things had changed since you had started off here?
Well, I don't know. It was kind of weird there for a while, I think, for live bands around Cleveland. It didn't seem like it was that healthy as far as, places to play and stuff like that. But now, like the last 10 years, I mean, since I got in the Breakfast Club, I mean, the music scene is I think Cleveland's doing really well. They got a lot of nice, good original clubs to play. There's a lot of places for all the musicians who just want to play, like on the weekends and stuff. And, there's a lot of really great venues.
Speaking of venues, you are a part of the Hi-Fi Club.
Well, the Foundry.
The Foundry now. Pardon.
Yeah, and then, Billy built a studio underneath.
Billy Morris from Moore.
Right, and then it's called the Hi-Fi Studios. It's really nice. It's we're doing a lot of recording there now, and also they got the whole club upstairs, and we can record anybody live, and just take it right downstairs and mix it because we have the whole new Persona systems. So it's just really cool, and the sound system's awesome. The club's great.
That's great for a lot of local musicians that might be looking for another place.
Right,
It's right there on the Cleveland-Lakewood border.
Yeah, well, it's mostly original music too, So it's a good thing because you need that healthy thing, I think.
What other venues do you find to be really important to musicians to play at and get exposure and be a part of? And all
Which
your
ones?
experience. Yeah, you've seen a lot come and
Anywhere
go
you
throughout the
can.
last 20 years. Is that really the case though for musicians?
Well, you play where you can play. You start off wherever you can start off and just do the best you can until you play in the House of Blues.
And you just recently played House of Blues, didn't you?
Well, yeah, about a month or so ago, yeah. My very good friend Chris Bourne is the production manager there.
Very cool. All right, well, when we come back, we're going to have more with Dave Brooks, including a music video that he did with DeMarco Brothers, and find out what his latest projects are. So stick around right here on Listen Up Cleveland.
Listen up, Cleveland.
Turn here. There. Excuse me. So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
Listen up, Cleveland.
Welcome back to Listen Up Cleveland. In studio, I have Mr. Dave Brooks from Cleveland's Breakfast Club. Dave, we're going to show a music video you did with the DeMarco Brothers. Tell us a little bit about this.
Yeah, we did a record a couple of years back. We finally finished it after 10 years. So it's like part of it's like a blues thing, and it's just an amalgamation of all the music we did for like 10 years together. And we did this video. Bud Kelly shot it. It really came out really nicely. And the album's called Blood Moon, and you can get on Reverb Nation, any DeMarco Brothers, any of those websites. Just go to Cleveland's Breakfast Club and it'll send you anywhere. But yeah, I think it came out really good, and I'm really happy about it. It's called Blood Moon. When we shot it at the Foundry when it used to be the Hi-Fi.
Oh, right on. Okay. Well, here is Blood Moon from Dave Brooks and the DeMarco Brothers. Check it out.
So you think that you control my
All right, again, that was Blood Moon from Dave Brooks and DeMarco Brothers. Now, you play with DeMarco Brothers a lot in Akron, where they're located, correct?
Well, okay. There used to be a studio called the Groove Yard back in the late 90s, and Johnny and Freddie were always on. Well, Freddie worked there quite a bit. And, well, I had the Dave Brooks and the Cast of Thousands thing, and they almost all the guitar playing on all of those records.
Which are phenomenal records you guys need to check out. Seriously.
Reverb Nation. Anyway, they played on a lot of my stuff, and we started recording like an album towards more of the stuff they wanted to do, like the bluesy and the hard rock stuff and things like that, because I wasn't really recording stuff like that at the time. But then it, over a period of time, it became the DeMarco Brothers record. It's Blood Moon, and but it's got a lot of different kind of music on it. But a lot of guitar stuff, of course. And actually, Freddie's got a music school now in Hudson.
Yeah, and you're working in that, aren't you? Are you part of it?
Well, I'm doing stuff with the vocal part of it, and I'm actually making a video of whatever it is I think I know about singing. So they're going to be using it there, and it's in Hudson there on 91. It's beautiful studio in there, like recording studios.
How can people get information about the music school if they want to go there or send their children there?
I think you just go to DeMarcoSchoolMusic.com or DMS. It'll come right up. You just YouTube DeMarco, and like there'll be 10 million videos on YouTube, because they both like Freddie worked for Korg or might still, and he did all the Marshall amps and all that stuff, and Johnny worked for Roland for quite a while, so they all have all these instructional videos and how to play guitar, but also like you can catch Blood Moon and a bunch of other videos that I did or they did on YouTube.
Now, we talked earlier in the segment about your 10-year anniversary coming up with Breakfast Club, but you're actually going to be starting a new chapter in your life.
Right, yeah. I've been doing that for 10 years, and it was a blast and great, and I'll come back and do shows with them sometimes here and there, but I just want to play my own music again and do some different stuff, and it's just time to move on.
You're actually going to be leaving Cleveland to be doing some of that recording, aren't you?
Well, yeah, I'm going down to Texas and Los Angeles and stuff, and maybe Florida, and just going to be running around for a while. But I'm, who knows what will happen summertime.
Right. Cleveland will be home. You have a daughter that many people may not know about. You are a dad. You are a family man.
Yeah.
How old is Sarah now?
Sarah Suzanne is 12.
12. And is she following your footsteps musically?
Yeah, she does stuff, she's really into karate, actually. She's doing really good into it.
More the sports end of things.
Well, she's a little tomboyish, but it's my beautiful daughter, but...
Yeah, very good. Okay, so what else is coming up besides the album? Any other things that you want to do?
I just finished a new CD. It's called Opening Doors for Girls. And you can get that online, or and everybody uploads it. Nobody wants a CD anymore, so everybody's just going to go steal it online anyway. So have fun doing that.
Now people can also find you on Facebook and Twitter.
Facebook, Twitter, all that stuff. Reverb Nation.
Just look up Dave Brooks.
Yeah, you can just Google me. No, there's a politician, and there's actually a voice coach from New York called Dave Brooks. And,
so don't confuse them.
Yeah, it'll say. You'll know. Say, well, that looks like him right there.
Well, thank you so much for being in studio with us today. It's been really great having you.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, guys, when we come back to Listen Up Cleveland, I'm going to be on location at one of the hippest and the coolest boutiques here in Cleveland that has all the latest trends for you guys to check out. So stay tuned for more Listen Up Cleveland.
Listen up, Cleveland. Listen up, Cleveland.
Welcome back to Listen Up Cleveland. I am here at one of the coolest and hippest boutiques right here in Tremont, Cleveland. I am at Evie Lou, and it is owned by one of my Cleveland sheroes, Kim Crow. Kim, welcome to Listen Up Cleveland.
Thanks for having me.
So excited. Evie Lou, you launched back in 2010, correct?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And this is the brand new location spot. What made the change for you?
Well, I wish I could say there was some master business plan that I'm some crackerjack businesswoman, but that's not the case. Is that I was looking for a space where we've launched an e-commerce website, and I was looking for a studio space just so we could shoot photographs on a weekly basis, and talk to a couple landlords around town, and everything was expensive. And I kept saying, well, if I'm going to move, if I'm going to invest that money, maybe I should just move the store to a bigger space. I could do everything under one roof. And this is how that came about. And so we have 3,000 square foot total here now, about 1,500 on the main floor, and then we have 1,500 in storage in our photo studios downstairs, our website operations.
Wow. Well, Evie Lou is very much based for the everyday woman.
Yes. Yeah.
And you have a huge message, which you have on your website, about how it's for all body types. You want the woman from 2 to 22 in size, and from younger to older, and that's been your big mission.
It has. When I was a journalist for 20 years, and a good number of those years I wrote about fashion. And so I talked to thousands of readers every year about what they were frustrated by when they were shopping, what they were missing, what they loved. And I kind of distilled all that information into when I opened this store. And I mean, the average US size is a 14. But I have found, though, it is not always the person who's buying, too. You know, we sell just as many extra smalls as we do extra larges, probably more, frankly. And so that was just something that was really important to me, that when you go into a small store, a lot of women think they're going to be excluded, that it's going to be just small sizes and very expensive prices. And not that everything is super cheap here, but we do try to maintain a range that nobody feels excluded when they walk in.
Exactly. And the thing is, too, it's not an overabundance of pieces. There's only a few of every piece. Right. So it's like you have this unique item when you're walking around town, and it's not this mass-produced thing where other women are going to be wearing it. So it's that special trip to here to get that special item that's all theirs.
Yeah, we really try to do that, and sometimes it's so hard from a business perspective, because something that's a great dress and looks good on so many different body types, but it's distinctive. So you don't want 80 people walking around wearing it, but you know, it's also when you know it's a proven winner, it's so hard to not have more of it.
Like this hoodie that I'm wearing.
Exactly.
Talking about it, I'm in love with this. Kim herself has a few of these.
I have 3, yes.
It's by Prairie.
Yeah, Prairie Underground, which is a Seattle-based line. It's all organic. Everything's made in Seattle or right outside of the city. They just have a great fit. They flatter a woman's shape. And it's just, they last beautifully. They wash up nicely. There's nothing not to love, except that you don't want to see yourself coming and going. So we have to kind of maintain that we don't have 500 of them. We might only have 10 or 15.
Which is so great. And aside from the body image, making sure everyone feels included, one of your big missions since you opened has been to have everything mostly be organic and made in the USA.
We really try. I'd say right now about 30% of our inventory meets that criteria. It's hard because if you want things to be price inclusive, you have to look to Asia and other countries where you can find the things that are really nicely priced for people, because you don't want to be intimidating.
Right.
But you do pay for what you get. If you want something that's made here in the States with great, they pay their workers a living wage. They often use wonderful materials too, because to kind of help that price point be a little more palatable to people. And we just found some really exciting design work going on in those industries right now.
Is that something that you fell in love with, like the idea of the concept of during your years of being a fashion writer?
It is something. I just feel that there's something to be said for craftsmanship and things that are more mass-produced. And please don't think I'm a snob or anything like that, but things that are more mass-produced is that they skimp on the details that make things special. They might not have pockets. They're not going to have a good seam allowance. The fabric might be shiny because it's a very inexpensive fabric. And I've found that I was the person who was a big bargain shopper, and then after a while nothing felt special to me. I would go through my closet and I was like, well, there's nothing here that's inspiring. The pieces I went back to are like my my investment hoodie,
yes,
the things I wear over and over and over again. And I try to look at the store that way. say is that we do feel like we can dress people from most experiences in life, but really it's we want to have the pieces that you come back to over and over again.
So it's all about quality over quantity.
Yes, exactly. I'd much rather have someone buy, one $200 hoodie than buy 6 things that add up to $200.
Exactly. Now, again, we mentioned she's a fashion writer. 20 years you spent with the Plain Dealer. That's
well,
I fell in love with.
Well, I was at the Plain Dealer just like 7 years, and other newspapers all across the country.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
That's when I first fell in love with your work.
Oh,
and
you're so nice.
You have a huge following, and I see that a lot with your website and the Facebook, the writers all the time.
People are very kind.
Now, when you first opened the store, did you have a lot of people, especially your fans from Plain Dealer, that's what you're most known for here in Cleveland, obviously, but did a lot get excited about coming to this first, or did a lot kind of protest, like don't leave and be a store owner?
Well, no one. When it started, was like they were presented with a fait accompli. My last comment was, "I'm leaving. Here's where you can find me. I'll be at the store that I've opened." But it's so funny is that if people come in, they gush about my column. There's almost never translates to the cash register. It's been kind of hilarious that way. At first, it was like, man, it's just a coincidence. Then, because I, had to keep track of things for so many years, I started keeping track. Like a little scratch mark here and there, and it's really true. So people do come out of curiosity, but I like to think that the people who keep coming back have don't care about what I used to do.
Right.
They just like what we're doing now.
This is great. Well, what you're doing now is creating a beautiful store with much wearable, fun, unique, different clothes, which is awesome. And local artists, jewelry.
Yes, yeah, we have a lot of them. And we have Deborah Woolfolk and Gay Russo and Olivia Rosen and of so many fun, great, talented women. They're all women for the most part that we carry, who can be found at other places around town too. But I just wanted to scoop up kind of the best of the best and showcase them in the way they deserve it.
So you're supporting local talent, and it's something again unique because they're handmade right here. That's
right.
Awesome. All right, when we come back to Listen Up Cleveland, Kim Crow is going to show us what is going to be some stylish things to be wearing for spring, summer, and some trending forecasts. So stay tuned right here on TV 20 for more of Listen Up Cleveland.
Listen up, Cleveland. Listen up, Cleveland.
Welcome back to Listen Up Cleveland. I'm here at Evie in Tremont with store owner, creator Kim Crow. We're going to be talking spring, summer fashion and what's in trend right now. I know, this is the fun part. So we were talking about how TV really influences fashion, and about a season or two ago, Man Men was still like the big trend. You saw that 50s, 60s look. But right now, it's Downton Abbey.
Yeah, I totally think so. There's, that's set in England in the late teens and 20s right now. So we're definitely seeing sort of the flapper influence, but sort of the ladylike flapper, let's say. Nothing too gaudy, too sequiny. But a style like this, right, is doing really well for spring, I think. It's
gorgeous.
The colors are sort of tea stained and muted, and so last spring's bright colors are taking a little step back. They're relaxing, and so you'll get a shot of chartreuse, maybe some hot pink or coral on things, but it's a little more muted than last year. And look at it, just sort of this great 20s influence on that.
This looks good on so many different body types and ages.
It's something to look at when you're looking at things that are going to be flattering. Is things that are cut on the bias. That means when they lay down their roll of fabric, they cut things sideways, so it naturally forms to your body when you're wearing it. So when I'm buying for the store, I'm always looking for a bias cut because I think it's so flattering.
Yes.
This little knot is nice detail, raises the eyes away from things we don't want want to show, and up here it's, you know, our pretty faces. This is a Niche by Dar, is another USA-made line. She has some really cute, very feminine, whimsical pieces.
And this is one of those pieces, one of those dresses that you can wear at the office during the day, pair it with a blazer.
Right. Well,
and
so funny you should say that, because she has like a little blazer like that, could go over it, and you could do that for during the day. Or you could, you know, put this back to just a pair of black pants and make it a little more funky and fun. But again, it's got that like the subtle shot of color and a really soft drapey linen. That's so nice.
Exactly. And then for like evening time or casual, pair that with like a dark denim jacket. And
right, and you can do some great heels with this. Like right now I would wear this as is, so you can buy something now and wear it later, is to put this under like a big long chunky cardigan and some tall boots, and you could wear it now and then you can just wear it sleeveless in the summer. Or if you don't want to wear it sleeveless, you could always do something underneath it, like a mesh t-shirt, something like that too.
Cleveland is big for layering, since you never know what the weather's going to be. 80 today and 19 tomorrow.
And sometimes we don't like our arms. We don't want our arms up.
So what else is on trend right now?
Well, here's another one I think that's so adorable. And again, it has that sort of 20s influence to it, but you get your shot of color, but it's in a very subtle way. And something like that, again, could be layered over a t-shirt like this, worn by itself. It could be unbuttoned, worn as a cardigan. I think that's a really fun style that works for a lot of body types.
I agree. And another US-made company.
Yes, yes, definitely.
I'm liking this bright color. I know bright colors aren't as big, but they're so great for spring,
Well,
summer,
this is such a, you know, we have a lot of ladies who shop with us, you know, who are, they're late 50s, 60s, and 70s, and I bought this style for them, thinking the teal would be so pretty with silver or white hair.
Definitely.
It's a really easy fit. It has pockets on the side. It's A-line. It's long enough to cover the bum, but it's not long enough to wear as a tunic or a dress. And a lot of ladies who are shorter and wider don't want to be overwhelmed with a lot of fabric. But you can, you can button it all the way up. It still has a nice neckline. It's another Redwood Quartz, another Made in the USA label, and it's all silk. Feel how soft that is.
It is. This would be a fun beach cover-up too.
Yes, it
gets cooler in the evening
well, they
at the beach.
have this style too. That's just a little dress with the purple silk. It's a little darker, but it's been, you know, it's funny, the day these came in, we sold 3 of them, and it's so not the season for it, but it's so cute. You can wear it over a turtleneck with boots right now.
Now, I'm noticing from some of the things you're showing, collars are becoming really big.
That's something I like. I mean, I don't know. I think it's something you can find in the marketplace almost all the time. It's not really trend driven, but just something I like, things that frame a woman's face. And it's, again, it's great for camouflaging if you want to draw attention away from your areas that you're sensitive about. Like for me, it's my knees, as I told our poor cameraman over and over, don't shoot my knees. And for other people, it might be their tummy. It's just that it raises the attention up to the face, and that's where we, you know, put a lot of money in our cosmetics and our dental work and
What
such.
is your favorite spring, summer look?
Oh my gosh, that's a hard one to do. I'm a big dress person. I love to wear dresses all summer long because I get really, really warm, and it's easy. So I just like a really simple linen dress, but with some great jewelry layered on over top. And I don't like to show my arms, so I'm always looking for something that has a good, a nice sleeve, but that's not going to be too hot.
Right. And what is your least favorite summer look? A look that you wish would never happen spring, summer again?
Oh, all those colored jeans last year. I mean, they were so cute for a while, and then I just saw them everywhere, over and over and over. And it was such a New York thing, too. Every girl there had the cobalt blue jeans and like their big giant dolman sleeve sweater on over with it. It was, I mean, it's not a bad trend, but I think, you know, it looks very summer 2012 to me.
Right. Now, over 20 years in the fashion business, I'm sure you've noticed how the forecast goes with fashion. There's waves. Decades become cyclical. What are you seeing besides the 20s right now with the whole Downtown Abbey influence? Are you seeing another wave of trends coming? How the 80s were coming back for a while. Do you see 90s grunge or like the early 2000s?
Yeah, I do see some 90s grunge coming back. There's a lot of plaid coming up in the marketplace. People are showing things, little dresses with boots again, where the whole Courtney Love thing.
Yes.
You're definitely seeing that for fall. I've already some of my lines already have their fall collections done, so I've seen what's coming. There's definitely is that influence. A lot of layering up, you know, the Kurt Cobain grungy sweater with the kilt. Definitely that, for sure. And then that sort of the Calvin Klein minimalist look, too.
Yes, the combat boots and the CK1 ads and all that kind of look.
Exactly, yeah, the ragged boyfriend jeans. You know, the skinny jeans are still everywhere, but you're definitely seeing some other baggier styles worn lower on the hips.
Yes. Now, menswear isn't found at Evie Lou?
No, I wish I knew more about it. I keep trying because men keep telling me they want a place to shop in Tremont. So please, some guy, open a men's store here because I hear there's a need for it. It's just not something that I follow very much or feel confident with.
Or go to evielou.com.
Yeah,
or the Facebook site and let her know, men, like, what do you want to see? What kind of fashion are you into and looking for? That'd be a...
Yeah, that would be great to have that.
You can shop.
Right, definitely.
Right through evielou.com.
Right.
Great. So what else can we see trend-wise coming up?
We do always do really well. Again, it's the same, I'm sorry it's the same color I keep showing you, but something like this is so cute when you layer it over a slip too. Yeah. It's a good layered look. I mean, for instance, I'm wearing a little slip here I could show you. So it could be something like that, and it would go back well underneath this, but it's the longer, people still love their leggings. They don't want to give up their leggings, so we're seeing out still a lot of tunics that coming through. Lots and lots of tunics, and that's what everyone asks for. What can I wear with my leggings? Like they finally made the investment, and they're, darn it, they're going to keep them because they're so comfortable.
But that also shows that everything's worth the price, and it's that piece that you can wear 500 plus different ways with different items in your closet.
This color is everywhere, like a mint, like an icy mint green. We're seeing so much of that, and emerald. You know, it's definitely the color of the spring.
I'm loving these dolman sleeves.
Oh yeah, and this looks good with a skinny jean like you're wearing or something like that, and it's like a really soft fabric too.
And great for all body types.
Yes, yeah. I mean, you could definitely get away with this if you're busty, more apple shaped, or someone who's as slender as you.
Now you have a second location in Tremont. It's actually the original Evie Lou store. Tell us about that.
Oh, that is Sydney Sue. Evie's named for my older niece, and Sydney is my youngest niece. And the clothes there are more geared toward girls who go out a lot. It's very colorful, much more trend driven, I think, than Evie Lou is. That's where you can find your colored jeans, for instance. But I found this really marked difference with our customers is that last spring, about this time, all these women, like my age, 40s and up, came in looking for dresses to wear to weddings. That's what they wanted. And they started shopping in February, and the wedding could be in August. And then in the summer, last August, all summer long, every Saturday morning, we get all these young girls your age who come in and say, I've got a wedding tonight, I need something to wear. And so we're kind of taking care of the two customers at both different places.
That's great. Okay, so tell us more about where we can find both stores.
Okay, well, Evie Lou's at 2509 Professor in Tremont, near Lily's Chocolate and Lucky's Cafe and Istanbul Grill. And then Sydney Sue's at the other end of Professor, and right by a cookie and a cupcake. Dangerous neighbors everywhere I go, yes.
Get a cupcake and then go try it on clothes. Like, not the best idea. I should reverse it.
Exactly. Well, treat yourself to cupcakes because they're so good.
I know, right? Well, thank you so much for having us, Kim. This has been great. And now I know what I'll be purchasing here to be all good and ready for spring, summer, look good. So thank you so much for all your help with everything. And make sure you guys check out Evie Lou and Sydney Sue.
Yes.
Right here in Tremont. Thanks for watching, you guys. See you next week.
First time I saw you, oh Lordy, I know there goes my heart right down the road. Feels like sunshine every time I see you. Listen up, Cleveland. Listen up, Cleveland. Listen up, Cleveland. Listen up.